So Wohlfarht 47, this is a nice contrast to our first etude, where in 46 we had sort of the bustling tenor, heroic aria. This is a little bit more of a melancholy, sort of maybe the supporting mezzo-soprano sort of aria. She's very maybe, I imagine she's very lonely, she's sad, she lives in a small town, and it's just this very mournful, sort of sorrow-filled, I'm so sad and lonely. And then in the middle, it's sort of, there's these glimmers of, where it goes to E major. This I want to go explore this. This is oh, but there's so much out there. I want to go there, but I'm sad. Maybe she meets some, a young boy, and they want to go explore together. They're going to go explore together, but in the end, she's still just kind of sad. So, I don't know, you can kind of make up your own story. Again, make something interesting of this etude. One of the big things that this etude is testing is shifting. And so one thing I would really draw your attention to is to make very slow shifts. And also, we always really want to emphasize the sort of the classical shift, where we shift up, just start right at the beginning. We shift up with the old finger and then replace. Don't shift up with the new finger, that's not really that kind of piece. And practice shifting your first finger going from this E to the G sharp. So every one of these, coming down in the second measure, you shift down with the fourth finger. Again, up with the first finger. So very slow shifts. It's okay. It's very romantic to hear. We want to hear some of that shift. You don't have to hop. We don't want to hear fast shifts. So be romantic, be the messy soprano. Get in touch with your inner messy soprano. My other big recommendation, though, is whenever you have a piece like this that's very soft and there's a lot of notes and it's hard to sustain the bow, is to practice it as loud as you can. Maybe not as loud as you can, but really practice it fortissimo. And also as slow as you can. And the reason is you get in touch with that good inner core of the sound. So that you have really pressing, really good contact. And then once you get that feeling, then you just pull back. And then so you can keep that. The other side of that is save enough bow for these last quarter notes in the measures, in measure 2. So really save so that you can spend it on that last quarter note. It just really helps the whole phrase have more legato. And same thing like in measure 4. Here. Don't run out of bow. And then you'll probably end up rushing through that quarter note. So really save, always watch out for that last quarter note of the group. The last thing I'm going to suggest is watch out for the intonation. Specifically, all these accidentals, these sharps, keep them really high. And also, any sort of semitone, make them very close. So this G sharp, make it very close to the A. And then a really good example of something that's going to be tricky is these tritones. Here. It's really hard to get that second finger underneath the third finger. And also, we just had third and that neutral, high 3. to really get that low. I like to use fourth finger in this G sharp that's coming up, just because you really want that G sharp to be nice and high. If you don't, it just sounds kind of flat, and not only intonation wise, just like the whole mood just sounds just kind of sour. All right, I think that's, again, just the last two chords at the end. Again, same thing, really practice them and perform them 2 and 2. Again, really get that second finger, just jam it up as high as you can under your third finger. Practice always 2 and 2. All right.
Ba-da-ba-ba, Fiddlershop.